Hello, it's Karen, the Weekend Craftaholic, and it's been a while since I've done a voiceover tutorial for you. I'm going to show you a new series that I'm going to do, Scrapbooking Saturdays, and you can see here I've got some pictures of my children that I had made. I did the collage, it was a free collage using Canva, and you can see here I'm using the crepe paper Magical Forest collection as well. So I bought a couple of these cheap albums from Target, and I'm going to use those to create an album for both of my children. And I'm just basically going to do photos one scrapbook per year, so one layout per year. So I've got quite a bit of catching up to do, and that's where I thought it'd be good to get back into scrapbooking and start off at the beginning with some very simple layouts. I think this is a good way to get me back into it. So this is the first one. This is actually from 2020, and it's just a few photos of my son, Martin. And what I've done is I've designed the kind of photo layout on the Canva just to make it a bit easier for me, so that when I do come to scrapbook it, I've got the right size photos. I'm not worrying too much about squeezing them all on one. And because it's for a full year, generally you would have more pictures than usual, right? So rather than just a one photo scrapbook layout. So I do have random scrapbook layouts for them. That's how I started crafting, actually doing scrapbook layouts that go back quite a while from when they were little, but I never got anything kind of in order. So this is kind of playing with my project lifestyle idea of having things chronological. So this is where I thought it'd be a great way to get back into scrapbooking and start doing these again. So I'm not starting in any random order with the photos. I've just basically picking the ones that I like. The frame that I've used on this collage, you can see it's got a bit of a brown tone, and some of the pictures are quite dark as well, which is why I thought the Magical Forest collection would be perfect for it, because there's lots of different brown tones in there, as well as some nicer tones that come out as well, that bring out some of the blue in the photos. So you can see here, this is going to be a very simple layer, like paper layered layout. So I've got lots of random scraps out of this 12 by 12 pad. You see that I'm just pulling different ones. And one of my processes usually, I don't normally sketch anything out and think ahead too much about what I want to do, unless I'm using a cut file, which I know that we'll get to. But I generally just like to get my 12 by 12 background paper sorted, my photos, and then work around that. And I think, especially something as simple as this, just layering scrapped pieces of paper, because that's the idea of it, right? Isn't it? It's a scrapbook. So the idea is using up lots of bits of embellishments. So as I go through these now, my daughter's 24, my son's just turned 20, so I've got 44 layouts to get through. You will see that in a lot of instances I'll be using up old collections, because it's a great way of using up some collections you might be holding on to them because they're your favourite collections, of course. And what better way to preserve that collection by using it in a scrapbook layout? So I used to be very nervous about using my favourite pieces. I would never want to use them in case I ruin them, but I've got over that fear now, and definitely want to use them and keep them for prosperity with some of the gorgeous photos that are my favourites as well. So this is a very basic one to start off with, just to get me back in the mood of scrapbooking. It has been a while, as I mentioned, but for some reason I've been craving it. I've been watching a lot of scrapbooking videos, seeing lots of layouts online, and that's what inspired me to, okay, sometimes when you've got nothing particularly to scrapbook, it can be difficult, can't it? And to think of a way. So this is definitely doing one layout per year for each of my children is going to be definitely a way to get my mojo back, I think. So let me know going forward, would you rather just listen to music? Would you rather I slow the videos down? Would you rather I talk you through the process? I am a very simple scrapbooker, so I certainly don't feel like I need to talk you through the process. It's pretty obvious when you see what I do. And you'll see as well as I go through, I often change my mind. I try things, they don't work out, take it off, and again. And for me, this is a very cathartic way of spending my time, playing with paper that I love, especially pattern paper is one of my favourite things to use, and embellishments as well. Now, because these are going in an album, I will mention that a lot of these will be very flat. I do like to do dimensional ones, which I generally put in shadow boxes for decoration in my craft room. But definitely the focus for these, when I do this series of scrapbooking Saturdays, I will be conscious not to use too much dimension in it, because it is just going to be flat into a little album. So that's the only real caveat I have with a lot of this, is that it's not going to be any mind-blowing new techniques. It's just me sharing basically some of the stuff that I do that I enjoy, and I hope you enjoy watching it as well. So this is the layout pretty much done. All I've got to do now is just add the year on, and I'm going to do that on each of them just as a reminder. The little pinkish lined box at the bottom, in the bottom right hand corner, I'm going to do some journaling off camera for that. But apart from that, that is my layout done. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you have a great crafting weekend. Thanks for watching.